Hey there, Physics Pals. Paul Lake here with another physics problem solved. I hope you're doing well. We're going to do a work problem. We're gonna figure out how much work is done by a force that changes value as position changes. And this is a very beginner-friendly problem. If you've just learned about force that varies with position, this is a good problem to kind of get you started on there. We're going to be talking, of course, about work done by a varying force, and then we're going to be using a force versus position graph to help us solve the problem. Let's read it. A force acting on a particle varies with x as shown in the figure below. A. Calculate the work done by the force as the particle moves from x equals 0 to x equals 4 meters. B. Calculate the work done by the force as the particle moves from 4 meters to 6 meters. And how much work was done by moving from 0 all the way to 6. So very straightforward, very simple problem. But if you can really master the concepts behind this, this will allow you to transfer that mastery to more complicated problems. So here's what's given. Pretty much everything there is that we need is in the diagram already. And what are we trying to find? Well, for part A, we want the work. Now, we're going to go from x equals 0 to 4 meters. And then from part B is the work done as x equals 4 meters to 6 meters. And then for part C, the work done when x goes from 0 to 6 meters. Okay, so let's solve this. I suggest that you pause the video right now and try to work this yourself. And if you have no idea what to do, look in the description. There's a link that will take you to a Google Doc that has a lecture on varying force that I did that lecture many years ago for my students. And watch that and then come back and work this problem. Or you can just watch me solve it now. All right, so let's go from 0 to 4 meters. Now, let's start with our definition of work. Work is equal to the force dotted with the displacement. Now, this is kind of, well, actually, you know what I'll do? I'm going to start with the most basic definition for you calculus-based physics students. This is the most basic definition for work that we use. And but we can take this and apply it to here. Well, from 0 to 4, notice that the force is 5 newtons the whole time. So it's from A to B, or from 0 to 4, it's a constant force. And what does that allow us to do? Well, it allows us to take it out of the integral and just say this is F dot. Now, instead of delta R, the motion is along the x-axis, so we can just go delta x. And then we can assume that the force is in the x direction, it's positive, the displacement is positive. So remember, when you take this definition for work, with the dot product, you can expand it this way, but cosine theta, what is cosine theta? Well, the force is in the x direction, the displacement is in the x direction, the angle, therefore, between the force vector and the displacement vector is 0, and the cosine of 0 is 1. So this is all we need to do. Okay, and so we know the force is 5 newtons. The displacement is from 0 to 4. So that's a displacement of 4 meters. 5 times 4 is 20. Newton meters is a joule. So 20 joules. Go from here to here. Now, another way of looking at this is that if you have a force versus position graph, the work done by the force is just the area underneath that graph. Okay, and so this makes a rectangle, and this is 5 newtons, and this is 4 meters, so 5 times 4 is 20. Okay, just like what we did here. Okay, now we're going to go from here to here. Now I'm going to do, I'm not going to, I'm going to show you, kind of introduce you what you would do, but we're not going to finish it because it's just a little too tedious. But I mean, we could apply this to this little segment from 4 to 6. We can say, hey, the work is equal to the, but we would need a force function for this. So the force function of this dx. And you could, now what we would have to do is figure out what the equation for this line is from B to C. And, you know, it's going to have a y-intercept that's way up here. It's going to have a negative slope. And it's going to have an initial position of 4 meters and a final position of 6 meters. And certainly, you could do it this way. But I'm not going to do it this way. I'm going to keep this problem a little bit more simple. But in coming, if you go to the document that I referred to earlier, there's going to be more difficult problems on there where we're going to actually have to integrate. In any case, what we're going to do is say that the work done is actually equal to the area underneath this triangle from here to here. So the work done is going to be the area of a triangle, which is 1/2 the base times the height. Remember, the area of a force versus time graph gives us the work done. Or not force versus time, force versus position, I'm sorry. So this is 1, now what's the base? Well, it's from here to here. It's really our displacement. So x final is 6. 6 minus 4 is 2 meters. So this is 2 meters. So our base is 2 meters. Now what's the height? Well, that's 5 newtons. 2 times 5 is 10, divided by 2 is 5, and a newton times a meter is a joule. So this is going to be 5 joules. So this is my answer for part A. This is my answer for part B. Now, my answer for part C is going to be quite easy. It's just the total area of the whole thing. Now, yeah. So the best approach here is just that we've got a rectangle and a triangle. You can just add them together. So for the whole thing, it's just 20 joules plus 5 joules. So the work equals 25 joules. Now, another way of looking at this is a trapezoid, right? What's the area of a trapezoid? The work done is the area of this whole thing. Well, it's the average base. So remember, it's base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. That's my average base times my height. I don't know if you remember that, but this is the formula for the area of a trapezoid. And so, well, what is base 1? Well, the top base, we're going to say that that's 4 meters. And then what is this base? Well, that's 6 meters. We're going to divide that by 2. And then what is the height? The height is 5 meters. And so 4 plus 6 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. Oh, I'm sorry, this is not 5 meters, it's 5 newtons. So 4 plus 6 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. So that's 5 meters times 5 newtons. 5 times 5 is 25. A newton times a meter is a joule of work. And so you get the same answer. So that's the quick way to do it. That's the easy way to do it. And that's the way I suspect your professor or your teacher will expect you to do it, just by looking with shapes that are this simple, triangles, rectangles, or trapezoids. You can just calculate the area and get the work that way. And that's how I would do it. And there you go. Okay. Another physics problem solved. Hey, if you found this helpful, please give it a like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're a student. Share it with your teacher. There are teachers that use my videos, so love that, you know. In the description, as I mentioned, there are a couple of Google Docs. One of them has, well, this video is going to be added to that Google Doc as soon as I'm done uploading it. But it has literally hundreds of example problems like this one, worked with full explanations along with lectures, and they're in a worksheet format. So if you're a teacher and you just want to use the worksheet as a homework assignment or whatever, you can do that. And the advantage to you is that they're all worked out. So if you don't have class time to do example problems, I got you covered with this. There's also a link in there that will take you to a document that will allow you to get in touch with me if you might benefit from my tutoring services. I am a private physics tutor. I'm really good. And I tutor students from all over the world, and I can really help you save a lot of time and a lot of stress, and my rates are pretty reasonable. So check that out. And finally, if you think I made a mistake, or if you have a question about something I did in this video, put it in the comments, but put a timestamp with it. Say, hey, at 8 minutes and 30 seconds you said this, and I don't understand that. And if you do that, I will respond. I answer every comment. I have a small channel, so I have time to do that. Also, I love hearing from you guys about where you are. Turns out only about maybe a quarter or 1/4 of my viewers are Americans. So I get a lot of viewers from Canada and from various African countries and the Philippines, India. So tell me where you're from. Just I enjoy having little conversations with you guys. It makes it fun for me. And finally, I have one last thing to say. Thank you for being a physics student. Thank you for studying this stuff. Because if it weren't for hardworking, smart people like you learning how to do this, our technologically based civilization will crumble. Because all this technology, you know, this thing that I'm communicating with you, the internet, but also things like air conditioning or automobiles or airplanes, or, you know, all the technology that makes our lives better and last longer and all that, it's all based on a foundation of physics. So what you're doing is really important, okay? And also, the universe, it's really cool. It's a beautiful place. And by studying physics, you're studying how the universe works. And it's very cool. So thank you. And until the next video, may the net force be with you always. That is all.